Student Alliance for Sexual Diversity at University of Richmond.
Okay. I was just watching a little bit of Dan Savage's project online. It's very powerful, all the celebrities that have come forward, and even the councilman Texas last week when he was just talking about they have to live through it for it to get better. Why did you guys want to get involved in the project with GayRVA?
We did our own vigil here on campus, and we had a lot of energy at the vigil. We had over 200 participants at the vigil. So after we did the vigil, we wanted to continue that energy, and after Dan Savage's popular video site went online, we were like, okay, this seems like a good idea. And we've been partnering with GayRVA since it launched, and it was just made a natural connection when GayRVA offered to help us film, because we're not really the most tech-savvy group, so.
Talk to me about, I guess, President Obama, Tim Gunn, Neil Patrick Harris. A lot of people have come. Why do you think the message has spread so rapidly? It seems like every day your celebrity is releasing a message, even if you're not, gay.
I think it's probably just because everyone probably knows someone who's either attempted or has succumbed to suicide, or knows someone who's survived suicide, because it's a pretty prominent thing. Even not just for GLBT, but just in general in society, it's a pretty common thing.
But this particular subject has gotten a lot of attention now with all the gay suicides. But you were saying that it's something new.
Yeah, statistically, it's been pretty high rated in the past. I think it's like you have an 8 times more likely if you're GLBT once you come out to attempt suicide or fully follow through. And that's just because of societal pressures. And the only reason this is sort of getting a lot of news media is just because it's like straight news sort of has picked it up, and it's sort of now become a firestorm. But it's really been happening for a long time. Bullying is nothing new in schools, but I'm glad that finally, sadly, we can turn this sort of lemon into lemonade and maybe hopefully prevent any more from happening from this.
What was your experience like growing up? Did you face bullying or?
I went to a small school of 30 in rural Virginia. I was not out in school. I lived in a town where cows outnumbered citizens like 10 to 1. But definitely there was an AL student in my class, and he was bullied actually in front of the entire high school and elementary and middle school at assembly. A student called him out from the podium, and the entire school laughed, including our vice principal. So I knew it was not a good time to come out. So.
And now, I mean, oh, sorry.
You met me, and then you could totally come out after meeting me.
I don't know, freshman year. My wife
came out to me drunkenly one night.
I will put that in the charting
We're not filming, it's okay.
My mother could see this.
Edit that out.
Okay. Why is it powerful? I mean, using the video and talking to teenagers. Some people might say, it's just someone putting a camera in front of their face saying it gets better. Why? What's the meaning? Why is it so important?
It's pretty useful. I know for me, I grew up in a rural community, and so I didn't really have any exposure. I didn't have a television until I was in high school, but I did have internet, oddly enough. It was dial-up, but just the ability to somehow connect and see other people, maybe not like you, but going through the same experiences that you're going through, and just knowing how they fared through it and how their life is now, it just lessens that idea of being alone.
What's the message you're going to try to send today when you talk to the camera? What points do you want to get across?
I think I would probably just stress that it usually does get better, and it also you have to do a little bit of work yourself to make it better. And that's another campaign that sort of spun off of It Gets Better, is the Gay, Lesbian, Straight Education Network is launching a campaign to say how to make it better for yourself and how to make it better for your community. Even if you're not GLBT, how to make it better for others. And I really like that campaign just because I am a social activist, because that's something I do every day, trying to make it better.
How do you try to make it better?
I actually lead a closeted support group here on campus for students, and so a lot of students who are questioning or who would be facing those issues before me and my friend who lead that group were here, they were sort of left to fend for their own, but now they have like a peer support group that they've never had before to help them through all those questions, all those issues, and sort of, come out or figure out any questions they have.
If a teenager was thinking about it, I mean, you hear about it would you say to them to try to get them to, you know, stop?
I mean, I would definitely say please don't. But I would probably just say that they're not alone. And I would also really encourage them, to know about all the resources out there, like the Trevor Hotline, the Youth Gay Hotline based out of LA or based out of San Francisco that they can call.
Personally, what's the message that you would say to them on like a heartfelt level?
Probably just like you're not alone. Like I've had friends, I've been there, and you just have to push through it. But you'll be fine in the end, and it does get better. You have really rainy days, but just bring an umbrella. I don't know.
Thank you. That's great.
Thanks.
Does anyone else want to talk?